What's going on, everybody? It's great to have you here on another Backstage Business. The ring is set up. The crowd's they're starting to funnel in. We got everybody getting ready to come through the curtain, but we got to handle backstage business before we get through the curtain. I'm the host, the villain himself, Barry Jordan. I don't do this alone. I got a slew of people with us and coming through as we get popping through. I got to introduce the queen herself, Stacy, in the building. What's going on, Stace?
What's up, fam? Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday, hump day if you made it.
Hump
And
day.
another, exactly. And another friend of the program who isn't a friend of the program. He's just a part of the program. He just doesn't know it yet. He signed the contract, but he doesn't know he signed the contract. From Wicked Bitter, Travis himself. Travis, what's going on, brother?
Guys, it's always a great time being here with you all. But I will say it's been a long week and it's only Wednesday.
For real.
Is it because we got like that Monday off kind of deal? It's like it makes the week seem a little bit crazier.
Well, for me, I didn't have Monday off. Maybe that's why, because I saw everybody else have it off, and I was just like, "Damn it!"
Yeah, that sucks. You should have been off.
Exactly. Well, you weren't off. You were working. You were at Monday Night Raw. So I mean, real quick, Stacey, how was your experience? I mean, the kids didn't know they were going, so that was a lot of fun.
It was amazing. Oh my gosh. Watching Javon Evans do it. Oh, it's the best. It was a great show. I mean, beginning to end, the crowd was hype. We had amazing seats. It was so fun to watch it live. It was the boys' first time at Raw. And for me, I haven't been to a live Raw show in 25 years, I think. What's up, Corey?
What's up, family?
So it was just really cool to share the legacy with my family. It was just a great night.
So I did not know. You said it was a surprise, but you didn't say that it was their first show. So that is amazing. I'm so happy for that. And I know you guys had a great
Raw.
Time.
They saw their first show at SmackDown in San Jose. This was their first Raw. So now they've seen both. So I was just telling my husband we're supposed to go on a giant trip in June, but he needs to move up a week because we're supposed to go to Italy. And I just told him they just announced Clash is in Italy the Saturday before we go. So he needs to move the vacation. So I don't know if I can get him to cooperate. We'll see.
Stacy got that money. Did y'all see the seats?
Yeah.
That's my husband, man. He is doing things.
He got a
got
sister?
that shmoney.
He got a sister? Do y'all want to adopt somebody?
Wow. Don't do that.
I would love Annie to come with us to take care of these kids.
Hey, look. I babysit. I whoop kids'
Exactly.
Hey, but I whoop kids' butt. I forgot we wasn't in the green room.
Oh my God.
I'm down for that.
You don't want Mr. Whoop That Jr. watching your kids, man.
You can only
don't
whoop
want
them if
Whoop
in
That
the
Jr.
background you're
watching your
yelling,
kids.
"Whoop that trick, whoop that." Trick.
That's something I saw online that I was commenting to people. I was like, people was like, I don't understand why they were yelling "whoop that trick" and Trick wasn't there because they was in Memphis. That's a Memphis thing.
Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly.
It was irritating me that people didn't know that.
And it was the whole time. It was before the show started,
right.
before Oba came in for the dark match. Like we were in line and we were yelling "whoop that trick" in line to go in the building. It was fire. It was great.
That's awesome. I love it. That is so awesome. Listen, it sounds like you had a great time. The pictures I saw, the pictures you posted, sounds like you have fun. The family have fun. Corey, it's good to see you, brother. How you feeling?
I'm good. What's up, Trav?
What up, man?
I like when Trav in the building because the only thing me and him disagree about is LA Knight. Everything
Yeah,
else we lockstep. Everything else.
Got some backup today, man.
Please don't do
Wait, did you just see that Brian said you could take my place on the trip?
We'll have to get you to love.
Yeah,
we're trying to make Trav an every week thing, Corey. So go hard on that.
Unbelievable. But we got
Trav know he need to be here every week. I say it every week. Where's Travis at?
Yeah, I told him
we need Wicked Bitter every Wednesday.
Exactly, because he's the only one that agrees with you in your nonsense.
He's the only smart one.
He's the only one.
I have to tell Corey something. I did
Oh.
something, Corey, on Monday just for you.
What you do?
We were yeeting the whole time. We were yeeting. I mean, unfortunately, they had to stand there for 27 minutes up on the top, but when we yeeted. It was great.
You know. I seen your video of everybody eating around you, and I almost commented, it's a little offbeat in Memphis tonight.
Where's the rhythm?
Segments. It took like 3 different segments of eating.
They caught the beat eventually.
Wow. I mean, I know they eat it loud enough. Like, they can hate all they want, but I mean, the yeet's not going anywhere. It's here to stay. So,
well, look, it doesn't need to go anywhere because we about to slowly get the bloodline back. Slowly, it's gonna happen.
We need it. We're starving for it right now, right? Seriously.
Yeah, we are. And I can't believe I said that. We are.
Yes.
It's pure cinema, and it definitely is. Like, you miss that style of storytelling that they had. You don't know what you got until it's gone, and then when it's not here, you appreciate it a lot more. So I'm definitely here for that. But listen, we got a lot to do. Got a lot to talk about today. We got a special guest in the building. I'm going to bring him in. Former WWE photographer, I guess you call him remote photographer director, if you want to call him that officially. But to me, I just know him as the legend himself, Johnny Photo. Let's bring him in. John Giamundo in the building. Johnny Photo, what's going on, brother?
Great to be here. Great to be here.
I listen, I am so pumped to have you on. We go way back, over almost 20 years, probably a little longer than that.
Oh, for sure.
One of the guys, when I got to hang out, on the road and hang out at shows, one of the guys that ingratiated himself and I got to hang out with, the nicest person you'll ever meet, Johnny Photo, legend himself, was at WWE for quite a while. So, John, how you feeling today?
Good. It's funny. I'm looking at the Money in the Bank briefcase. I got to give a little history on the logo.
Yeah.
The original case was just a blank Halliburton.
Mm-hmm.
Remember Eric, the digital tech, then he became the photographer?
Yeah.
The big deal in WWE back then was everybody carried a Halliburton case. So we had one in the office. He took it to put all his wires and everything in he used. And the logo was from somewhere. He cut it off and he taped it on the briefcase. And I think Cena might have seen it and said, you know what, that's pretty cool. Let me run and show this to, I don't know where he went in the back. He came back. And then that night, Money in the Bank was on the next briefcase. So that's really started by Eric.
Right. That is awesome. See, it's those little stories that John knows, man. Like, there's more stories that I forgot that he knows off the top of his head. It's so crazy.
Yeah, and then now look, they make a fortune off of those. Travis.
Well, you sign your likeness away once you sign the contract, right? Every idea is WWE. You don't get to keep those ideas.
Oh, exactly. So. Who was? You remember Cali, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Icon versus Icon was his. Well, he didn't get anything out of that.
That's right. So I mean,
t-shirts.
Well, I mean, speaking of that, Icon versus Icon, that was one of your first events, right?
My first WrestleMania was 17 at the Astrodome.
So the year before that, right?
Then,
so that was Austin Rock. Austin Rock.
Yeah, that was also the first 4-hour. I mean, now they're like 20 hours, but that was the first 4-hour WrestleMania. Was WrestleMania 17.
So I mean, listen, you came up. You started, you started as a hockey photographer in the early 90s, and then you left there and got hooked up with WWE in like the early 2000s. So
October 2000.
2000. So you started with hockey. You got some great photos. We were with the Rangers, right?
I worked for a guy. His name's Bruce Bennett. He actually just got inducted into the U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame, the first photographer.
Mm-hmm.
So I worked for him for 10 years. We were team photographers for the Islanders, the Rangers, the Devils, and the Flyers. And I went over and covered tournaments in Europe, everything from minor leagues to Okay, I got another. It's a funny story for this picture. And they made a trading card out of it.
Yeah.
Wow. The editor for the card company called and said, did he get hurt because the mother of a kid that has this card is mad at us for showing an injury? I'm like, the puck just hit his mask just right. It popped straight up. I happened to catch it. He didn't get hurt. Everything's fine. It's just the woman got like all Karen before there was a Karen.
That's hilarious. Wow. So
I'm a lifelong Islander fan. But when the Rangers won, I was actually emailing back and forth with Bruce. How many people ride up the Canyon of Heroes? And I did that with the Rangers, and that was
Wow.
I mean, you turn the corner up Broadway, and there's millions of people and ticker tape flying. No experience I think will ever top that I've had.
Wow, that's amazing. I mean, guys, I mean, like I'm not I'm a Ranger guy, but only when the playoffs are on. I got to be fair, and I don't watch throughout the season. There's too much sports going on throughout the year. But when the Rangers are in the playoffs, I'm locked in. But I mean, I can't imagine the experience just being able to follow your favorite team around and snap some pretty awesome photos.
Yeah, it was cool. It was fun. And then WWF, well, at the time, WWF, it was just, we used to freelance for them, for Tom, the old photographer. They would come to Nassau Coliseum. He would rent the photo strobes, at the strobes up in the ceiling. I would give him a radio and just make sure that nothing happened. And I would just sit up in the press box and watch the show. And before they said it was entertainment, we had to stay. We weren't allowed anywhere. But we're up to also. This is another one. Is it's scripted. I'm not going to use the F word because that's a bad word.
Yeah, right.
That's right.
And we're up in the catwalks. We looked down, and it was hurricane and earthquake and typhoon. Or I forget the names of those guys.
Yeah,
rolling around in the ring. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. They're going over everything in the You don't know anything when you're never there. You just go when the doors open.
Right.
And then once it was entertainment, it was an all-access pass. And then I was walking with Tom backstage, and then you see everybody. It's like, growing up a wrestling fan, it's like, oh, shit, there's Owen Hart. Holy cow, there's this guy, there's that one.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
And then they opened up a staff position. And a guy I was working with at the time, Tom called him. He had just gotten married. And he said, well, I don't want to travel. I just got married. And he goes, you want to talk to him? I'm like, yeah, why not? I when Raw was getting bigger and it became live, I would shoot a hard camera for them on freelance, just the Nassau shows. The show where they filled Vince's Corvette with cement. I was there for that one.
Yep. I remember that. You used to have that Corvette down on I think it was like on the 4th floor, or the garage. That Corvette used to be there.
Yeah, and then I guess it was part of the access. I guess they were shipping around to access. And then I spoke to the guy. I'm like, well, I'm single. I don't mind traveling. Well, why not? It's time for a change. I loved the hockey. It was a dream job, but money wise, WWF was right in the height of Attitude Era, so they were the biggest thing going. And to go to every show back then with you look at the roster in 2000. Steve had just come back. Rock.
Yep.
Mick, Undertaker, DX, everybody. It was
awesome.
A lot of respect for today's talent and the years I worked there, but you can't match what was going on back then, especially storyline wise.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's a different time. I mean, like you come in around October, but then your first Mania is probably at that point. And I think it still holds a lot of records, right? 17. It holds a lot of WrestleMania records, and I don't know if it's indoor attendance, but at that time it was like the biggest WrestleMania they had put on, and it was it was Austin Rock. It was amazing.
Yeah, and to be standing in the center of that. I mean, the TLC match. To me personally, I photographed 22 WrestleManias. To me, that was the best one, top to bottom, that I saw, that I was covering.
Yeah, I mean, you can't get any better than that card. But I mean, guys, you can get in where I'm not gonna sit here and drive the whole thing. Don't make me drive the whole bus the whole time. I know you guys got questions, but Stacey, go ahead. This guy ask away. Go ahead.
I mean, I love it. You said this, John, about you went from being freelance to on staff. The difference between just at the show and then afterwards. How was that change for you to all of a sudden, like you said, Owen Hart, you did these names, but how did your role change from taking pictures only during the show to your all access? Like, how did you evolve with that?
Well, once you become staff, then you're everywhere. But I was, because I was a sports guy, I just was ringside every show. I probably shot every Raw and SmackDown pay-per-view for over a year before I did anything in the studio.
Wow.
And so it was different. Keep my mouth shut and my eyes open and listening to the veterans that were there a long time. Then they try to rib you and get you to, oh, what's that reaction? What photo? You see which one you look at?
Right.
Like the Sweet Chin music with Ric Flair, like that just makes me want to like cry. Like that's icon. Like they're all iconic. So I see these, and you have such a wealth of portfolio. What's your favorite shot you've ever taken? Like, what do you still say? Oh, that's my masterpiece. That's my work of art.
I'm like the one with Flair and Sean. I think just for well, what it's supposed to say signify at the moment was supposed to be his last match, which we all know, you know. 10 years later,
It wasn't.
How many years later he was still wrestling? I think the stuff with Rock and Hogan at WrestleMania 18, a few of the photos from that, just to stand in the center of a baseball stadium and hear that crowd when Hogan's music hit was I'd never seen, even all the Stanley Cups I photographed, the noise, and Rock played up the heel. The fans were not going to boo Hogan. That was this was his coming back. Canadian fans are just, they loved him. And the next night in Montreal was 20 minutes of an ovation. It was insane.
Wow.
So you were at the one after too. Go ahead, Travis. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to ask. So it's interesting because you got started before social media really like happened. So yeah. I was curious to like what was the biggest difference? It had to have been a big deal where when you took pictures, I would assume they'd be going to like a magazine or like.
Well, we had well, it was obviously film back then, so we never knew what we got until the office said, "Hey, great stuff from the show." You know, we FedEx. Crazy. We brought the film back to Stanford and went to a lab up in Danbury, I believe, Danbury, Connecticut.
Yeah, I think.
And then we get a call like 2 days later. Oh, you got great stuff. But there was no looking at the back of your camera.
So you didn't even know. You didn't even know how good your shot was, or you just hoped that you got a good one.
You have sometimes you know if you nailed it.
Yeah.
You know when you missed it, but the one was like Barry probably knows the one where Brock missed the shooting star press and he got the frame of his face hitting the mat and it looked like his eyes were about to blow out of his head. I don't know, you're just shooting when he's flying through the air because I don't see him out of the corner of my eye. And just I take a picture and then the office calls 2 days later. Oh my God, you got to see this photo. So it was nothing. The stuff that went on back then, we all just kept to ourselves.
Wow.
Yeah, I think you were asking another one.
Yeah. So was there like do you have a favorite era of pictures? You know what I mean? Like that you worked in? Like, was it more chaotic back then or later on in your career? How do you go? How do you choose?
More chaotic later on with once we went to digital and then they wanted the stuff yesterday and like workflow became way more intense. And then we had to just keep up with the times and get the people on the road to give us what we need as far as internet access and Ethernet cables. And it became a whole adding a digital tech who was taking the cards after every match, downloading them, sending them back to Stanford. And then they're starting to put their photo galleries together for the website. But, we had two magazines. It was WWF magazine, or then it was WWE and Raw. Raw magazine was more like the lifestyle. Behind the scenes as the company was going to give on a personal level with the talent, and then
at that time, right?
Before now they give everything away. So
exactly. Now you got WWE Unreal, right? It's insane.
I do watch just to see kind of who's around, who's still there, what's in the background, and then you look and I go, man, if Pat Patterson was alive today.
Oh, he would have lost it. Pat hated it. Pat would have hated it. You could not break kayfabe around him. It was insane.
No. He asked me who I was for a year and a half. He didn't believe I worked there. Me and catering, he goes, "Who are you?" I'm like, "Pat. I'm John. I'm the new photographer. I work for Tom." Oh, next week. Like, do you belong back here? And then everybody would laugh. That's when we first went back overseas, when we did Japan, Singapore, and Malaysia.
Oh, wow.
And we were sitting next to each other. Then he realized that I was actually worked there because he saw me for a week straight.
That's hilarious. Because I remember the magazine. They used to sit across the halls. I was on the first floor, and they were on the other side by the gym. So that was all the magazine people, and then the magazine kind of died off. But that was, to your point, Raw was as backstage as you could get. And I know you used to do the special magazine, so you used to do the Divas magazine, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, I you don't have to give all the stories. I know Corey's waiting to ask a question about the Divas magazine.
Tough work. It was tough. It was tough being down in Mexico for a week.
Yeah, it's
I'm
tough
down.
time.
I'm down with Brian's question down there. That's the same question I got.
Yeah, bring that question back up. Bring that question back up. What was it? Because I started to read it, and there's like, who was the most photogenic diva wrestler you ever taken pictures of?
I think it's a tie between Stacy and Tori. Stacy.
No,
Stacy
I told you,
natural.
Tori in person is different, man. Tori in person is different.
They're still stunning. Both of them still stunning.
I actually saw them. They do that big event in New York.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So they
the Fanatics, right?
Fanatics.
Yeah. No, it's all the old timers. It has nothing to do with the WWE or Fanatics.
Oh, okay.
Like the ones, there's baseball players. There's all the old wrestlers.
Oh, Comic-Con.
But they call it the big event, New York. Right. I don't know. That's the company name, I think. They do stuff in Jersey, New York. But they moved. They used to do it at the LaGuardia Airport Hotel, the Marriott. Mm-hmm. But they got too big. They moved it out over by me, Suffolk Community College, in the gym. So a few of my friends are there. They get me in, and I go around and say hi to her. And Stacy and Tori were there. Yeah. Oh my God! Stacy goes, "Oh, that's right. You live out here." I'm like, "Wait a minute. You remember I live on Long Island?"
Wow.
I was
does you?
Yeah. They say, "How you doing? What's going on?" Blah blah blah. So I go there just to go say hi to see everybody.
Yeah, I mean,
I would say Stacy and Tori.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good. See, Corey used to give me crap. He gives me crap because I know people, but John knows everybody. So I don't, but Corey can't give.
But he's here because he was a photographer. We know he knows everybody. You just name drop just to do it.
I don't just name John. Listen,
I used to come on the road and hang with us.
Yeah, but he name drop for no reason. The story has nothing. We be talking about something that has nothing to do with the name drop he pulls out. Oh, just last week I was hanging out with a New York Giant. No, we didn't ask you that. We talking wrestling.
Oh my God, here you go. But I still do talk to like one or two here and there. So it just irks them. It just irks them. But no, I mean the Divas shoot. I mean so they had one in Mexico. I think when I was there, I think they had a couple other ones. And I mean those experiences, like what? It's a couple days out there. You're just describe that experience because you used to do the regular magazine and the special magazine as well.
Yeah. Well, the Divas was usually like a week and a half. They bring it up to like groups of 3 or 4 girls. Mm-hmm. And then the next group would come in, and depending on where they were on TV, if they were going to miss a show or the girls. Well, it was Monday, Tuesday back then, So,
yeah, Monday, Tuesday.
We started my first year, 2000 was the second year of Divas that they did a hedonism in Jamaica. And I just went with the last group. It was China, rest her soul, Deborah, and Lita. And I was just there to shoot production stills and learn. And something happened with a TV producer. He kind of lost his marbles and in a bad way and left.
Wow.
Like they don't know where. Then they makeup artist went to the airport to make sure he was okay. Tom, my boss, was sitting at the hotel room on waiting on the phone. He's like, "You have to shoot." I'm like, "Dude, I shot hockey for 10 years. I took a picture of a woman in a bikini. I don't know what I'm doing."
But I'm sure you'll figure it out.
I mean,
just look at the old magazines, find some nice, we're so walking around with Deborah, and I'm with, remember Aaron, the writer?
Yeah.
Magazine writer, Aaron. And so he's my assistant. I'm like, you couldn't give me someone that actually knows something that can help me? I have a writer. And we're just walking around, and Deborah is the sweetest Southern gal. I mean, sweetest human being. And they actually ended up making an 8x10 promo photo of one of my pictures of her, which was, I was like, holy cow.
Wow. Yeah.
And I think I worked with Lita for, you did different times of the day with different girls. And then once they got all that squared away, I went back to doing assisting and production stills. But it was just, they're like, "Hey, your room is close to where we're shooting. Can we just use it?" And I walk in, it's bikinis everywhere, all over the bed. I'm like, what in the world is going on here? I know, we'll clean it up.
Yeah, such a hard
like,
life,
it's
John.
fine.
A hard
It's
life.
tough. The year
Tough
after was
life, tough.
the year after was the Bahamas. I was still doing the same kind of thing, just kind of background stills and helping out. And then the third year was Arizona with the
Yeah, I remember
Phoenix
that.
desert theme, and I
Yep.
was shooting. And then we did Mexico 2 years in a row, and then we were supposed to go to Costa Rica, and then they just canceled them. They
Yeah.
said, we're not going to do it anymore. And we did that lingerie issue where we just shot a bunch of the girls around New York.
Yep. I remember that one too.
Yep. And then that was it. And then they did something special for the web about 3 or 4 years after that in San Diego around a pay-per-view run. And then that was the end of it. And then they would turn the girls were getting more out towards the wrestling side and less of the eye candy. Not that the girls like Trish and them couldn't wrestle.
Yeah.
The company was getting away from that, exploiting, if you want to use the word. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was utilizing the talent because, like, you look at it from then when we worked there, they were, to your point, more eye candy. If you had one match on a show, it was lucky. And now these girls are out there, bringing the house down. It's such a difference, and it's such a difference from when you worked there, right? And to Travis's point, like, it was all mailing in film and everything, and then it got to that digital age where a shot that you had went right up to socials. And when I was there, it's like shots, guys had to be in the office for a show because it would go right to .com, right? It would go right to the .com people. We don't call them WWE. We call them .com, right? We go right to .com, and that you were part of that lifeblood too. So, the business evolved so quickly while you were there. I mean, what was anything that stood out to you that was, I don't know if you want to say groundbreaking, but something that you were a part of that just kind of changed the game?
Photographically?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We started hanging more remote cameras around.
Yeah.
Up in the catwalk, looking down at the ladder matches when the guys are climbing the ladder. Or, the COVID era was we hung, because there were no fans, we could put cameras wherever we wanted. We were putting them everywhere, and then just kind of carried that on once we went back on the road. Like, there was one up the far end of the arena looking at the stage with the ring, and then stuff on the floor like that Winewood Edge coming out of the smoke. I think they still, they probably still have one there, but probably added like 3 or 4 remote cameras where it would just be 2 guys shooting. Actually, when I started, if my boss wasn't there, I was shooting a show by myself. There was no studio set up.
Wow.
And I sat around all day and went out for the show, and that was it. It was the greatest.
I wanted to ask you about that, the Thunderdome era. I wanted to ask you how the experience was for that, because that had to have been completely different than what you were used to. Was it as chaotic? I mean, did they have a lot of breaks, in between? I mean, no live audience. That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, I get when everything started happening. I forget where. We were in Washington D.C. I think I flew home. I might have drove home because it was like 4 or 5 hours of just getting in the car in the morning and drive instead of dealing with a plane.
Yeah. And
Friday was Detroit, and then everything was starting with the Big East tournament got shut down. They just told everybody to leave Madison Square Garden, and then his emails. Whoever on your crew is going to Detroit, tell them not to get on a plane. Oh wait, no, tell them to go. Not tell them not to go.
Wow.
Then it was everything's canceled. They turned the trucks were on their way to Detroit, turned around to Orlando. And those first couple of shows at the Performance Center, they had like 3 levels of bleachers and had the fans like they did NXT. And then I think they said, well, we can't have anybody in. So when I like the 316 day with no fans, you're doing a thing with Steve, and you're in a warehouse. It was just bizarre. And then the whole WrestleMania, it's taped and stopped. And it was like 3 days of taping shows. And, it was insane. I think that flight I took after we were done taping, because they still was starting a curfew, ironically, right when we finished taping. So
Wow.
went home. There were, I think, 4 people on my flight to New York, and they're like, "Yeah, dude, don't leave your house." And the Florida guys will handle the shows because we weren't doing anything for 2 weeks, and then they were going back. I'm like, man, I think I might lose my job. I don't know what the hell's going on. And then they announced the furloughs. Ironically, as I'm driving up to the office, and we're going to shoot Money in the Bank match at the Tower. So I'm listening to Howard Stern driving to Connecticut. I get up there, and my phone is like buzzing like crazy. Dude, you get furloughed? I'm like, I don't know. I'm up in Connecticut. Nobody told me anything. And it was shooting these 2 matches in a building that they just got rid of like 400 people.
Yeah,
it's bizarre.
Wow,
isn't this weird? We're in the building where they just told like 300 or 400 people that they weren't needed until we go back on the road.
Right.
It's just bizarre.
Yeah, I mean, I remember you remember the road guys, Derek and Brian and those guys.
Yeah, of course, still hang out.
Tell Lumpy and Pumpkin I said hi, but most of them got furloughed. The only one that was working was Jimmy at the local warehouse, just packing up stuff.
But Casey, because he was from Orlando and he was receiving everything, and
that was it. Everybody else got furloughed, so it was a weird time, Trav. Like, just you don't realize how many people it takes to put on this production, how many people are involved, and guys like John that are behind the scenes that you don't really see their face, but make such a difference and make the experience so much better that the Thunderdome era really affected. So I mean I have to. I know you mentioned your favorite shots and all that stuff, but is there a shot that you missed that you remember not getting, and you were like, "Damn, I just missed it"?
Oh my goodness, I'm sure there were plenty, but off the top of my head, I can't really think of one. I know in the film area, you had to try to get to frame 30 and rewind, and change your roll of film so you didn't go too far, and then you were missing a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
That was always fun. A giant card in a 2 gig card, and you're shooting 1,000 images. Off the top of my head, I couldn't think of a specific instance, but I mean, I'm sure there's the referee comes in the way, or the lens goes goofy.
Yeah,
I'm sure there were more than a few shots I missed over time. Yeah.
Wow.
So thinking about that, all the spaces you've been all over the world. You've seen all these amazing things. You have photographed things that are iconic to all of us. What do you think is the moment that you think stands out that, like, you knew it was great when you were in the moment, but as you look back on it, you didn't realize just how iconic it was?
I think the one with Sean and Flair, just catching his foot on his chin, right at that moment. Some RKOs. I think the RKO with Evan Bourne was my favorite.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh my God, that was like I remember watching that. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that shot.
So do you guys have like some sort of communication, like, hey, this spot's coming up next, you want to get in position? Like, do you know what's coming up or where you should be for a certain spot?
Yeah, well, we had headsets on, and we'd hear the director.
I got you. Okay.
So you hear him telling the cameraman what's about to happen, and we're tethered to the cameraman. And anytime I trained anybody new, it was my explanation to them was, you're not in the first base photo box at Yankee Stadium where you just sit there and do your job and don't care about what's going on. It's a live television show, and you have to be either right next to the cameraman or behind him, because if you're in front of it, we're gonna be getting called into the truck, and that's the last place you want to be.
Right.
So it's a lot of you're just my friends would come to the show like, it seems like you get out of the way more than you're actually working. I'm like, dude, you got to walk with the cameraman backwards, sideways. You get a feel for the guys when you're working with them for so long. Like I always worked with Marty, and where he became a director. I was used to how he operated, and I was always on the move. But on the other side, you're on the blind side of the cameraman on the entrance side, so you got to kind of watch him. And if Rico, he's like a runaway freight train, and he's 6'3".
Yes, yeah. And Marty's a stocky guy too. He called me out. I told you that. Did I tell you that? Like, I went to a Raw in New Jersey, and as soon as I get to the building, he's screaming for me, and he makes me come down to where everybody's like practicing before, and like Sean and Hunter and Vince are out there, and he's like, "Blackjack," and I'm like, and then everybody's looking like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" I'm kind of like Pat Patterson with you, like, who is this guy? I'm like, I'm nobody. I'm nobody here.
Yeah.
Marty.
We
Oh my
keep
God.
that name under wraps because I don't want to get myself in trouble.
Exactly.
Marty never cared.
Yeah, he didn't care. He didn't care. I love it. But no, it's a great point because my friend does he does camera work for like MSG for like the Knicks and he'll do football games as well. It's a different experience of like being in the action and you're following the action, but you don't really know what's going to happen. You have to have a feel for what's about to happen, that layup or that jump shot or what have you. But you got it in your ear, but it's still that pressure because you know it's coming, and you better get it. Like what I mean, like it's a different kind of pressure, right?
Oh yeah, and we've heard from Vince. So if he knows it's coming, how'd they miss it? I'm like, here we go. I'm gonna go talk to Vince, get spoken to after the show. It's not gonna be fun again.
Yeah. Oh my God. Were there many of those conversations?
You know what? Thankfully, maybe less than a handful of less than 2 handfuls over 20 years of being spoken to. One time he got on our case and it wasn't even anything we did. We had to correct him. And then it was just
That sounds
he
about
didn't really know what to do.
You corrected the old man?
Know what to do. So he was like,
oh my God.
oh, okay. Called one of the guys in for being getting in a camera shot. He goes, well, that's not how they rehearsed it. Because you rehearsals? Yeah, he goes, I have a good night. And he just let him go. He just walked out of the room. So.
Who like backstage, not backstage, but who during the show was like the easiest to work with, like the talent, like who was the easiest to work with?
You know what? Randy had his moments in his youth. He got better as he got older and remarried. Then he always pretty much would come in. Taker worked on his schedule, and when he said he was coming in, and you had to be ready to go. If not, then you were in trouble. But as he was someone I was extremely cautious around when I first started, because he was the big dog in the locker room.
Yeah.
Leader. In fact, I got in some trouble with him and misspoken words that he took the wrong way, and I heard it. And I was basically told he'll be on you for like 6 months and then it'll be over with. And it was like 6 months of it wasn't really bad. It didn't do anything to me. We just make some comments here and there, and then that was it. We were fine. And then once he married Michelle and he started mellowing out, we would work him on. Taker, you coming in today? Maybe. Taker, you coming in today? We would never have done that 20 years ago.
Right.
Done that. He was cool with us. After that, everything was, we could bust his chops and everything, and he was fine. He would laugh. But Ray was great. John was great. Then he got to the point where he gave us his 4 or 5 poses, and then he walked.
Was that on purpose? Like the 5 moves of doom, like the 5.
He would just hand that. Can you take your hat off? I'm not selling my haircut. Well, the office wants a picture without your hat on. And that's how we would set up the new people. We tell them they were doing a studio shoot. Make sure he takes his hat off, and that was the rib on anybody new that came backstage in the studio. I'm selling my haircut.
That's amazing.
Ray was great when he remembered. He has a memory issue, I think. Mysterio.
I think it's smoking. I ain't going to Tijuana a little too much over there.
Dolph Ziggler was always great. They're for the most part, everybody was really good. Now with social media, the girls I see online, they're in the studio every week. We used to have to drag people, and now with social media, they would all come walking in. Am I going to take some pictures? Are you going to text them to me? Yes.
That's amazing. Yeah, it's so different, right? Like they're really conscious of their social media presence, of getting themselves out there, because it makes them bigger. Some of them, go viral with their own pictures or pictures that you would have taken. So it's just a different ball game right now. It's so much. It's so much bigger. I mean, I don't know if you want to elaborate on it, John, but
no, I mean, just like I said, we would have to pull teeth to get the talent in the studio. And then once with social media, it was, I mean, some people still don't come in a lot, but yeah, Xavier's an awesome dude.
Oh,
Yes, he is.
that's Stacy's love of her life right there.
Hell of a nice guy. In fact, he texted me one day, asked for a picture. I'm like, Woods, you know I don't work there anymore, right? I think I have CTE. I'm sorry.
That's amazing.
He was a nice kid, man. He was I felt bad for him.
Mm.
Elias. Yeah, Elias is a good dude. Eva Marie, she was the greatest. She would text me like every Monday, like I'd get a text at 1:30. Bestie, I'm waiting in the studio for you.
They're waiting for you. They need it. That's awesome.
Oscar,
I mean,
yeah, great.
So many great stills and so many great photos that you got. It's just a long, rich career that, you know, it goes by fast, but it's like you've done so much. Like at WWE and like it's some of it might go underappreciated, but like you can't tell the story without the pictures that you took. Like, you know what I mean? Like that, the picture of Hogan flexing on the Rock, like you got that. You know what I mean? It's like these pictures that are ingrained in your mind that you've probably seen, like, you know, moving pictures, seen video of, but like you got still shots and like you know those moments that you captured are just amazing.
Yeah, and I remember when Piper came back the first time and he came in the studio and he's like, I don't think these young kids today understand the importance of photography. I said, it's all about the television show. You know, back in the day, it was the magazines. If you were like, you know, I'm 58, so I grew up on the magazines. You didn't know.
Yep.
Same here.
Until I read Ric Flair's book, I never knew he had 8 million matches with Ricky Steamboat. What you outside of WWF, living in the Northeast, you know, you'd get TBS. I'd get some I guess what was it, WCW back then? I don't even know what it was.
Yeah. WCW.
Yep.
Yeah.
Would watch it and like weird hours, Florida wrestling would come on some cable channel here, you know, up in New York. And you know, my dad was a fan. He got my brother and I, were our neighbors, were all, you know, our whole age was Hulkamania, even before that.
Yeah.
You know, before him, the buildings around here were half empty. He came back, you couldn't get into Nassau Coliseum. You know, when he came back and was the big baby face. It was crazy.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I got one question. I hope you got more villain because I don't want to bring the mood down. But I saw that you were there when Eddie passed. What was the experience like knowing y'all had to go right overseas and you had to go shoot these shows, knowing somebody that loved had just passed away? I know that couldn't have been easy.
It was I had gotten pretty friendly with him. So when I first started, he had maybe a month into my time there, he went to rehab and then he was gone. And you know, he found God and he was a born again. He came back. He was we would sit and chat about this and that. And I remember when my first son was born, they took me off the road so I wouldn't get stuck anywhere. I was probably home for about 5 or 6 weeks before my wife's due date, and he was born in December, so I didn't go back until after Christmas. And I'd seen Eddie. He goes, "Where you been?" I said, "Well, you know, we had a child." And I showed a picture of my son. Oh, he's beautiful. His name's Christian. That's a good name. You know, his eyebrow, the way he would talk, his eyebrows would go up.
Yeah.
He told me a prayer. He said it in Spanish and English. Of course, that was 21 years ago, so I have no idea. I asked Vicky. She went through his prayer books. And she's like, I don't know, I can't find anything that's particular to a child. I don't know. I can't find anything. I said, I guess it'll just be one of those that's, you know, just kind of went up in the air. But, you know, he and Chavo were tag matching, and I think we were in South Africa, and I think they were taking stink faces every night. And of course, I'm laughing. It's a live event, so there's nobody there. You're not going to get in trouble. So I'm laughing. Yeah. The last show, he grabs my shirt, and I take off. I said, "What the hell was that?" He goes, "I saw you laughing at us. You were getting a stink face." I'm like, oh, shit. I got the hell out of that. He was knowing him, he would have thrown me in the ring to take a stink face from Rikishi. Yeah, that's the kind of guy it was. But no, Corey, that day was. I tell you, we're checking out of the hotel, and one of my guys like, Eddie died, and I was like the loudest what in the lobby, and people are looking. He's like, yeah, they found him in his room. And when we in Minneapolis, we would stay at one of the hotels, was like 2 blocks from the building. So we would just walk. And we were walking in, and I think it was Tyson Tomko was with Ray, and he was balling, and he was bringing Ray back to the hotel. And we get there, and we were supposed to shoot a pay-per-view poster of Randy. Randy was supposed to start feuding with him.
Yeah.
And then Dave was going to drop the title, and whatever was going to happen, until this happened, with Eddie.
Right.
And it's, what are we doing today? And then it was just, obviously not going to ask a guy to take pictures. Everybody was there. All they were just eyes were bloodshot. And then the whole day, and then with the media, and then talking to the, Vincent and Chavo talking to the media, and then the whole show. And and then we get on a plane and fly to Europe. Was now it was somber. And then, but how, a few hours in and a couple of cocktails later,
just remember the good times, right?
Yeah.
That first show was Rome, and when we walked out onto the floor, the signs were. I still have folders on my computer of those. I don't know why I have them, but I do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we went outside. TV was covering the live event tours back then to do the recaps, like Velocity or whatever those shows were.
Mm-hmm.
Every city, and then the 10 bells. It was just it was tough. It was a tough. Close to 2-week run, you kind of get in a mode when you're on those tours, travel. You're in the bar having a couple of drinks, and then shenanigans. That you walked into the building. The Mexicals always had a little tribute. They had his program photo with flowers and a cross and a candle in the locker room for Eddie. So it was tough. I've talked to a few guys about it, and they still kind of tweaked that we actually went and did the shows. I was like, I don't think they were going to stop 2 weeks worth of shows on both brands, And like 3 or 4 shows in, when the guys that were at the funeral came out for the rest of the tour, was Ray and everybody was not easy. It got tougher then when JBL and all those guys came back, because they were all upset. Mm-hmm. Seeing all the signs and all the fans and all the cheering. It was tough. I wasn't working there with Owen, so I don't know. The longer term guys talk about every time we went into that building in Kansas City, they had a weird
vibe,
feel right to them to see that. No, I wasn't. That was before I started, but Eddie was. It was tough.
Yeah, I think I had started 2 months after that, and it was still like, it was about the holiday time. It was still really like people would not stop talking about it. Like, obviously it was still fresh, but like, he was so beloved, and like, we couldn't keep anything we had of his on the shelf. Like, everybody wanted everything of his. That Latino Heat, like the patch that we did. Remember that Ray used to wear, the EG patch, and it was just, it hit different. It hit different. So thanks, Corey, for bringing that up. But I appreciate it.
Ask some happy stuff now. I didn't mean to bring the show down.
Hey, it's life. These things, these things.
Life, man. It happens. But we're blessed and we're still here, and but through the grace of God. So, Travis, I don't know. I think you had a question. You had something you wanted to say, Travis?
Yeah. I think I got one more. Let's say you can time travel and go back. If you could go before your time working in WWE to any moment or any match or any event, which one would you want to work at and be take pictures at?
I'd probably WrestleMania 3.
Oh,
that's a good pull.
That's a good pull.
That photo of that's Steve Taylor, the first. He was the first staff photographer. The photo. He's got the photo of Hogan slamming Andre.
Wow.
That would have been iconic.
Yeah, exactly. And
even the face off with them too, right? Like the angle of those two facing off. That's an iconic shot too.
Probably that. I 3 because we used to watch them. We used to get on pay-per-view, and I'd have all my friends would come over to my parents' house, and we'd all sit around the TV watching Survivor Series, SummerSlams.
Yeah,
it was always. With the Honky Tonk Man, Ultimate Warrior, SummerSlam, might have been one of the greatest, most ridiculous things ever.
Yeah.
I was actually talking to. It was the Mania at MetLife, the second one, right before the year before COVID, and Timmy White, God rest his soul. Another great legend of the business. Great guy also. Was when Honky Tonk Man, I didn't really know him. We just started talking, and I said, there's nothing funnier than, I said, I take on any man, but not a warrior. And then you lost. He goes, he's always blown up within 30 seconds. I had to end fast.
That's hilarious. I love it.
But that's with the older guys. I mean, like when I talk about Pat, he'd jump on the bus with us every now and again if he needed a ride to the next town, and everyone would go to bed. And we were sitting there drinking wine, talking. He goes, I don't really know a lot about everybody. You see all the same people. And then he just started telling me about wrestling in San Francisco with Peter Maivia and all the shit that used to go on. He goes, man, we'd have to park blocks away. They'd slash our tires. Oh my God, they hated me. He goes, but then I'd be at Pete's house after. We'd be laughing about how we fooled everyone.
That's awesome.
That's hilarious. Yeah,
because all Samoan security guards, and if a fight broke out, they take their security jacket off and get in the middle of the fight.
That's amazing.
Pat told great stories, man. He was a hell of a guy.
Yeah. I heard about legendary. My boss used to tell me stories about him. I will not repeat those stories, but yeah, legendary stories.
Well, he has a colorful past as well.
Yes, very colorful past. If you know, you know. But I don't know. Anybody else had anything else they want to ask?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's a comment and a question because really, John, like we're looking through your pictures and we're listening to your stories, and I guess it's kind of a question. Because I've been a wrestling fan my whole life, 54 years. And I look at your photos and I see moments in time that are forever grained in my memory. So you really define history for us, right? Like we go through those pictures and we see people, and I hear you telling personal stories, but it's the same for us. So I have to wonder if any point in your career, or even now, do you feel the magnitude of what your professional role is given people? Because, we can sit and Dylan said this before you got on the air, and even at the beginning, that you've probably forgotten stories that are like just ingrained in who you are, but are defining moments in our lives as fans. How do you feel about knowing that you are iconic in that you give us something that I'll be 80 and I'll look back on your pictures and go, oh, I remember where I was then. And I can tell my kids, I can use your pictures, and I do use your pictures to tell my kids about the stories that I love.
Yeah, it is enjoyable here, and I enjoy more of not more, but I when the talent tells you, they see a photo, or even like the one with Woods jumping in the air, and he's like, I want to try some stuff, and you send it to him, and he texts you, oh my God, this is awesome, thank you so much. Guys like Kofi, or any of the talent would get back to you. But even the fans, like the international tours, it was funny because they would really come up and I was like, dude, I just take pictures. Oh no, you're important too. I'm like,
yes, you are.
Yeah. So it felt good too, even like my hockey years, and then like certain players would see a photo that I took and they wanted a print of it with the Stanley Cup or whatever. And it's like, wow, dude, this guy's a professional athlete. And he's like calling me, thanking me about this. I'm just doing my job, taking pictures. I don't try to, it's hard when you people like the talent. Obviously they're there to watch the wrestlers. And then someone comes up and goes, I really love your stuff. I see your name all over the place. And it's like, wow, it's pretty cool, man. I, have some sort of a positive impact on people just from, to me, I'm just taking pictures of grown men in their underwear, making believe they're beating each other up. But I appreciate it's appreciated. I miss it. I miss the people on the road. Barry will tell you. It's a big dysfunctional family. So,
we know Barry will tell us.
Thank you, Corey. You're welcome. But I mean, I wasn't on the road nearly as much as John and like the stories that he has, but like even just hanging out with him for a little bit, man, it's just you see it, man. Like it's one group, man. Like you have your cliques, you have your people that don't get along and might not, hang out with certain people, but we all are doing the same thing, going to the same place, doing the same job. And I just happened to be along for the ride for a couple of shows. John, you were there the whole time. Like, you're always in that mix, and it's just like Stacy said, like you really capture you capture moments that
Yeah.
like when I see your images, I it just takes me back. Like I will never forget watching 18 and watching you were there, but knowing that Hogan came in as the heel and then
Yeah.
listening to Toronto go absolutely bonkers, it just took me back to being a 6-year-old boy with a Hulkamania shirt, rooting for my hero. And even though he was in all black, it just takes you back to that, and you captured those moments, and it just like the nostalgia factor is always there in wrestling. It's such a beautiful thing that you can always go back and I remember that. I remember that feeling, and you captured it. Like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's just great. It's amazing.
Yeah,
I
no,
want to read, John. I want to read. I don't know if you saw this. I want to read this from the comments.
yeah, Brian Williams.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, that's
it's
great.
beautiful.
Appreciate it.
It
Yeah,
is.
that's true. It's funny because we had some meeting with Vince about photos. He goes, "A video's here and gone. A photo lasts forever."
Forever.
And we think we had missed something or something happened. He was getting on our case and he was talking about the importance of photography. I'm like, get rid of the ringside cameraman and we do a much better job. We have a much easier time doing our job.
Right.
But it's Cena retiring and that picture of him facing off with Kurt. That's my photo. It was like his first match. He came out and that picture was used over and over again leading up to his retirement and including the last show.
Yeah.
And I watched stuff. I watched that last Saturday night's main event because I wanted to see what photos because I was there with him from the beginning right till almost the end.
Yeah, I mean it tickles me. It tickles me, John. Like I see, I remember you being there with John, and then I see Joe Hickey that he's there from the beginning. One of those guys, always backstage with him. So I'm not surprised you watched Saturday Night Main Event. We all did, and we all felt like going like in a way back machine. And I know Corey and Travis talked about it too, just reliving moments in time with John in our childhood or whatever.
Yeah. What was funny is my second week with the company, he was in I didn't know the guy, and it was Rich Brooklyn Brawler brought him into the studio, and Rich was taking pictures of him, and he leaves, and Brawler goes, "This kid's going to be a star." I'm like, "Oh, who is he?" I didn't know anything about OVW. I didn't know any of that stuff.
Right.
I didn't know they had developmental and they were training these guys, and then they get called up. And no clue or any of that. I would just watch on TV, and that was it.
Yeah.
And then he was gone, and I saw him on some crazy reality show where he was hunting people in the woods. I'm like, I think that's the guy we should taking pictures of. I'm like, yo, dude, I saw you. He goes, yeah, that was interesting. That's all he said to me. And that night when he came out with the ruthless aggression, and
Right.
he had a match with Jericho maybe the week after, and like he said, he said he thought he was going to get fired. I heard a few guys talking that he wasn't. He was green, he wasn't really easy to work in the ring with.
Mm-hmm.
And and then the whole rapper thing, and he came out with the Kangol and the chain, and he started gaining more traction. And I think I'd said to him once, he won when he won the U.S. title at 20.
Yep.
That Rumble, when he got thrown out of the ring, he landed funky. Like I thought he blew out his knee.
Mm-hmm.
And he got up, and I said something to him like months later. He goes, "You caught that?" He goes, "Yeah, dude. I thought I was done." So just think if he tore his ACL in that moment.
Yeah.
Now he's gone for a year.
Yeah.
He's probably never coming back, and you don't know who he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I think you had got that
crazy memory,
I think you had got that picture when he came back. I think it was was it 07, 08 at Rumble in New York? You got that shot, right? When he came through the curtain. I mean, I talk about it with other people. I talked about it here. Like that fall, the show didn't stop, but when your top guy goes down with that injury, we thought it the worst. Like it was going to be 8 months. I think 8 to 12 months that he was going to be gone.
Yeah, they wouldn't tell us who he was. Somebody at 30 is going to be surprised. And then we're like, Hogan, Vince, no. And then John's. They wouldn't tell. I'm like, who are we going to tell? I'm not gonna go call my friends and tell them
Yeah,
on the Survivor Series John Cena's coming. They didn't even my friends didn't watch wrestling.
yeah. I knew he was coming back. I knew that Friday. I did know, but I could not tell anybody. Kat told me. If she's watching, I can't. I'm sorry. You the one that told me. She told me everything. But like, yeah, I was shocked because like what was 5 months and really into like it was supposed to be 9 months at least. Like we were, in shop, we were like, how are we going to move this merch? We had so much stuff but like really you lose your top guy, your money guy, it affects everybody down. Like it's like, it's that saying, right, John? Thank you for the gate. Like that was John. John was the gate. You booed him out of the building because you didn't know any better, but John was the gate. And it was a weird time.
Oh yeah, and those international tours, half the kids in the arena had the hat, the whole kit, the hat, the T-shirt, the wristbands. I mean, he was probably just looking, counting,
Yep,
chinging the money.
Yep, exactly. And he was still a top 3 seller when he was gone. So that's how good he was. But I think we rode Ray and DX out for a while.
he told us that Steve Austin told him change your shirt every 6 months.
That's right.
Change your logo.
That's right.
That was Steve Austin. He goes, Austin told me that.
Genius.
Steve came out. I'm like, dude, you don't even work here anymore. You have a new T-shirt. He used to laugh. That's funny, kid.
They still have them. They still have them every show.
Oh yeah,
there's a 316 every show.
Steve's an awesome dude, man. Great guy.
Yeah, I mean, I know you got some good shots of him. Like that was probably you started in 2000, so he retired in was it 02? Right? 02?
He left.
He
left.
The infamous.
He stopped wrestling. He didn't leave, but he stopped wrestling. But
then we went to San Antonio to do a cover story of him. I was with Fazioli, and went to the gym. There was a cover photo, Raw magazine, and then stuff of him working out, and then the whole interview photos where it's him talking. Did that with Solomon and Vince too once at the studio.
Yeah.
And he was ripping out Triple H and all sort of stuff. Like, oh my god, this magazine.
I gotta ask one question, but I don't know if did you do NXT when it first started, or was that somebody else?
Not when it first started. Eric, who worked for me, lived in Florida. His wife actually still there. She does a lot of the gear for the girls.
Yeah,
she's a seamstress.
Cool.
Yeah.
So they moved to Florida from Connecticut, and he was running NXT. And I went down once in a blue moon, which I always thought it was a fun atmosphere.
Yeah,
it's all the same people that come to every show.
Exactly. Did you ever see anybody there that like you knew when you saw him, like, yep, that's the next one, or that's going to be a star when you were down there?
You know what? I didn't see Seth wrestle there, but Seth came on an international tour with us, and he was Tyler Black, I think, still. I'm like, man, this guy can fly around the ring. I didn't know who he was. I don't like I said, I don't follow any. I never. Not that I don't like anything else. I just never really had time to watch indies or any of that, Ring of Honor, or that. I knew they existed. But I was watching fly around the ring. I forget who he was working with, but I'm like, damn, this kid can work. You can tell by. I mean, I kind of learned. I hung out with Dean Malenko a lot on tours, and you kind of figure out who can work in the ring and who's really not going to make it. And Dean was a great teacher. His dad had a school back in Florida way back when. As far as anybody from down there, I felt bad for the Ascension because I thought they could have been a good tag team, and they set them up for failure. I feel when they brought them,
big
time. Shit on legendary tag teams, and I didn't really. That didn't make any sense to me. I liked them at NXT. I thought they were really good. And they were good. They were good dudes too. They were nice guys. Real easy to work with. Sasha, she had something about her as she was growing more into her character, and Bailey had her thing. But a bunch of the guys that came up, but some didn't really translate well to the main roster, or maybe how they were presented differently by Vince than the way Hunter did in NXT.
Yeah.
I got a kick out of Bo Dallas, but I guess some of it just didn't really translate. He didn't really gain any steam, up on the main roster. His brother, the guy rest his soul, he was He was out there.
He had it.
He was very creative.
Yeah, he was something. He had it. He had it. I don't know if you guys have any other questions. I don't want to take up too much time. Travis, Corey, you want to just shame me? You want to shame me?
No need to shame you. Your
right,
name's on next
fan,
week.
huh?
Yes,
Corey?
sir. Yes, sir.
I actually have a hat. We did an appearance there, probably a year or two leading up to WrestleMania out there, and we went to the training camp. I think it was MVP, a couple of the girls maybe.
Yeah,
and they gave the live event rep a bunch of swag that the players the talent didn't want, so they gave them to me. So I had a game-used Patrick Willis jersey that I gave to one of the girls in the office because her uncle was a big 49ers fan. I'm like, I'm never going to wear this. You can have it.
Yeah,
that's the hat and something else. I wear a hat and they go, "You're a 49ers fan?" I'm like, "It's just a free hat, dude." Teams around the country. You know, if you hang out with Titus, you get your hands on everything.
Yes. That's amazing. I wish I could get stuff like that. But John, thank you so much for joining us. I mean, it's so much fun to listen to your stories. I mean, Stacy couldn't have put it any better. I mean, your photos and your impact on the wrestling business doesn't get talked about enough, but it's something that just is ingrained, and it just definitely leaves an impact. Like, without you can't tell the story. So I appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming in. We had a lot of fun with you, John. Thank you so much.
Man. I was enjoying it. It's fun bringing back the old times, man. It's nice to feel appreciated.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I appreciate you, brother. You know, I do.
It was a good run. You know, I got, but you know, I'm not gonna say anything bad. It was a good run. It was a lot of fun. I traveled the world. You know, you start college, thinking you'd be a photographer, then you go, I might not get a job. I'm gonna have to go work for my dad. And then I'm walking through the Red Square in Moscow. You know, what do you say? You know?
Wow. It took you all over the world.
So I can't put those photos up anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Right. That's right. But no, it took you all over the world. But no, thank you so much, John. I appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure, guys. It was a lot of fun, man. I'll come on anytime you get on. Tell some more stories.
Absolutely.
I'll watch the shows if you want and give my insights.
Yeah, please do. Please do. Because we got Elimination Chamber coming up in his Mania season. You know it's Mania season, so that's going to be the big one.
Oh, yeah. The Rumble was always my favorite.
Same.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Absolutely. But thank you, John, so much. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Awesome. The great Johnny Photo. Wow. I love him. Thank you so much. You know, he's a great guy. I don't know if you could tell by, you know, just interviewing, but he's just a great guy. Like, he made me feel so welcome. He's just one of those people that had stories for days. So I mean, we can go on and on with that guy. So, yeah. Thank you, Corey. But no, listen. We could shoot it around real quick. I mean, you know, Stacey, we talked about you being at Raw. That was a great show. You know, and then heading up into the Elimination Chamber, Devon Evans in the chamber. What a shocker! Shocker on that one, huh?
Man, it serves a few purposes, though. It was the right person of the three to do it, because that opens them both up for what their storylines will evolve into in the next couple weeks, right? Like, I was going to do we'll just talk about quick. Like, we know that Dominic couldn't win because Finn's about to lose to Punk, and I have to tell you, and I think maybe Corey and I or Travis and I have talked about this in chats, that, you know, it's the same dialogue. Finn's saying the same things to Dominic that Dominic said when he wanted to win the title before. He's like, I want to do it on my own. I want to do it by myself. And Finn kept getting in business. Dom's doing it too. So that's where the turn's going to happen. So Dom couldn't win. He can't go to Elimination Chamber. He can't win Chamber because he's going to be in a fight with Finn. And I think, Trav, you just did a video about this earlier today. And we know Gunther's doing other things. We just saw, and Corey, you sent this in the chat, that now they're talking that Gunther's going to have to do a match with, I saw somebody sent Brock once and somebody else said Ray. They're
leaning towards Ray from what I've read.
Yeah.
That's what I was
So-
worried about. I mean, that's what I thought.
He's gonna beat the hell out of Dragon Lee for the next couple of weeks, and that's gonna bring
Yep.
Ray.
Yep.
But y'all excited about Javon Evans, and I'm so happy to see Travis right now. How do you feel about Brock Lesnar about to destroy your man at WrestleMania?
Bro,
Ooh.
I think LA Knight. I think if that happens, dude, I actually really think that's it for Knight. I think he's out. I think like he's gone after that because
Like
this
he's going to
could
go
be
to
the way,
AEW.
or wherever, or just his contract would be out, whatever it might be, whatever. I mean, the
Yeah.
WrestleMania cuts, releases, whatever you want to call them. I don't know because he's spoken out. I don't know if you guys saw after Raw a week or two ago, whatever it was. He had like that promo in the ring saying whatever happens or no matter what happens. I'm like, this seems a
Yes.
little weird. It seems like a little like saying bye to people or something. And I feel like if Triple H is going to give him Brock's going to kill him, and then I think LA Knight's career is just done in WWE. It's crazy.
They're basically saying Brock's gonna basically take somebody's spot by force, and that just leaves LA Knight because that's who they're planning to get him at Mania. I'm not gonna lie, I never thought I would say this. I'm starting to feel bad for the dude because it's getting ridiculous. Like even as not being a fan of his, there's no way you can give Jay a title run and you can't even put him in the picture.
You can't even give Knight or like a short like 2-3 month reign. Like you can't afford to do that. Like that's crazy to me. That's that'll never make sense.
They could have did to him exactly what they're doing to Drew. Drew's a placeholder for right now. Drew ain't keeping that title past Mania.
But at least he had the title.
Yeah.
But
they're so bad they've made me feel bad for LA.
Wow.
I know that's hard for you to say too, but
I can't believe we got that on recording. Like that's really forever.
We're gonna have it back.
I thought when John left, we stopped recording. I thought this was just us.
But seriously, like I wouldn't be surprised if it was Evans that gets the boot, other than LA Knight, and not in a bad way, but like that Brock takes his spot.
You ain't see that coming, huh?
No. I can't. But no, I don't know. I hope he just doesn't come in and take somebody's spot. That's just not.
It's not going to be Javon, and I'll tell you why. Because of the guys in there, every elimination chamber has the spot guy. Javon's the spot.
Well, that's what I'm kind of worried. That's what I don't like about it. Like I'm happy for him that he won, and I'm happy that he's in there for sure. But I mean, this is what I worry about. This is how they view him. WWE.
That's what I've been saying. He's
like
not only that's how they view him, he's going to get hurt doing this.
Yeah. But I mean, it reminds me of like when Ricochet was in Chamber. You know, Ricochet doesn't stand a chance in there, but he's there to make the spots. That's when Montez Ford was in the Chamber. He's not going to win it, but he's there to do the jumps. Like it's the same thing with Javon. At least I think so. Like it sucks. The only saving grace is like what I mentioned, where he actually pinned Dom. I'm hoping this sets him up for an
that's what I said.
Feud or something. You know what I mean? That's the only saving grace out of it. But I would
love to see those. I would love to see those two, Travis Cook, like Javon and Dom. I think they can go. But I at this point, I'd rather him be the spot guy than Mr. Bojangles.
That was so stupid, dude.
Like you could have found another way to say that.
What are we doing?
I know what you're trying to say, but you're so goddamn old and old-fashioned that's how it came out, and it just made you look really bad.
Dude, let me tell you.
Because
did you guys see that he doubled down today? Like he issued an apology and then put up a second apology, and then he erased all of that today and then doubled down on what he originally said and said, you know, those are people that are coming at me in the comments. I don't see any of you guys being world champions or being, iconic wrestlers or whatever. So he said, go ahead and listen to everybody else that are nobodies or whatever. So he went from, I'm sorry, I'm really sorry to y'all can all suck it.
Who said that? Because I missed that. Who said that?
Kevin Nash.
I had a feeling you were talking about Nash. It's always Nash.
It's always Nash.
Because there's no such thing as bad publicity, and it doesn't, right or wrong, it doesn't matter. He has his money. What does he get canceled? So what? He didn't care.
I tried so hard. I tried like years ago to listen to his podcast when he was doing, was it Click This or whatever?
Click
Yeah,
This,
yeah,
yep.
click this. Yeah.
And like I could barely make it through, dude. I was like, you know what? I gave it a chance. I can't stand him. Like he to me has like some of the worst takes and some of the worst opinions and the worst views on wrestling. Like he's somebody that just doesn't adapt to what like new current wrestling is, and he's always been that way. He always shoots down people who have crazy talent. He always says the most idiotic things, and I'm just like, all right, I'm out of here. The only thing that he's done recently is the advice that he gave or critique he gave Raquel, and that's the only thing that's the only thing I'll give him props for. But everything else,
he didn't mean it. He didn't mean for it to happen. He didn't think she was going to listen. He was talking.
He was talking smack. Yeah,
he was talking smack. I mean, sometimes very rarely does he get some things right, or do I agree with his opinions? But a lot of times it's just that, to your point, it's that old mentality, old-fashioned way of thinking. Like, this is the guy that was a bodyguard and came in, wasn't really about the business. Like, I think what the advice he gave Raquel was one thing, and I think the advice he gave Sean was probably the other thing that kind of helped. Like, when Sean and Hunter were going at it, and really it was Sean that was being a jerk after Hunter was taking care of him up until like that Mania 14, and like, you need to go apologize. You know, you were wrong. Like, that's the only time I could really, in my mind, picture him being.
But even with that, that's different from everything else, because these are your close friends.
Exactly.
Of course you're gonna try to fix that, but he down talks everybody.
Everything, and it's just dull. I mean, like, I get what you're trying to convey, because it's very different from what I've said on this podcast. I said I don't like his goofiness. I don't like how Javon acts goofy. Your boy bouncy. I know that's your gimmick, but to me it's a little goofy, and it's like, but you corrected me, Corey, and I think seriously too. It's like, he's a kid and he'll grow out of it. Yep. So it's like, all right, fine, I can get that. But like, to me right now, I just don't like the goofiness. I like the seriousness he had this Monday when he was in that match and about to go to Chamber. I like that. You know, I think he's super talented. I don't want him to be known as goofy, but for him to say it the way he said it, Kevin said, pause. Like, and then to double down on it. So Trump-like. I mean, I'm gonna be totally honest with you. It's so 2026 right now. It's just ridiculous to me.
I think what I have a problem with, and I'm in the same generation as he is, right?
Yeah.
We don't give a flip, right? We're Gen Xers. We don't care. We say what we want. We do what they want. But you have to have a level of respect. And when you have to say things to make yourself look more iconic by shutting someone else down, there's still a problem. And the reality is if he's looking, and I know he doesn't care, but if he didn't care, he wouldn't need to say something. He wants clicks, he wants follows, he wants comments, right? That's the point. But if he really cared about the next generation of wrestlers, he would find a way to speak in a language that is open and honest, but not in a disrespectful, racial, gender, sexist, any of those ways, right? Because he could make a difference. Look at his best friends, Triple H. Look at Shawn Michaels. They're making a difference, right? You look at some of his peers. Like, I was just watching something today about Razor Ramon, that he was one of the best guys in private ever. That he literally went out of his way to do amazing things that he wanted nobody to know about. So if you look at his sphere of friends and his sphere of equal influences, he's the dumpster fire in the group. He's the trash compactor in the group, right? So
he's not
the
bad guy.
But and I agree, he's not, but he doesn't speak in a manner that people want to hear in a positive way.
Exactly.
I mean, that's probably the reason why. That's probably the reason why he's never around like the Performance Center or has a backstage role like Road Dogg and freaking Sean and you know what I mean? Like,
right.
That's probably Triple H can see that. Triple H knows.
Exactly. A lot of those people would come back. They'd be ingratiated. They would love to have those people on the payroll. There's a reason why he ain't there.
Especially the way Triple H always brings his friends in.
Meet your heroes and they suck.
Yep.
And he's giving that vibe, right? He's he's given the never meet your heroes vibe.
Go ahead, Corey. You were going to say something?
I'm just saying I got a friend that I just had this argument with. There's ways that you can say whatever you want to say and be respectful. But it's people like that.
I do it all the time.
People, exactly. People like Nash just feel like they want to, and they don't care about your feelings. That's how they come off.
Yep.
They're gonna say what they want to say, and they don't care how you feel about it. And when you're in this space, and when you're somebody as big as he was, you can't do that. There's a reason why, like y'all said, there's a reason why the whole clique got jobs, except Nash.
But you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So there's definitely that. So I mean, I don't want to belabor him any longer, but yeah, I mean, being on this podcast and maturing is knowing that I can't say as much as I want to, even though I have a platform to do it.
Do it.
I just don't.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'll say certain things, but shut up, Travis.
Come on, man.
Drop
the names.
Sucks. That's what Boston
Drop
sucks.
the
That's
names.
what I want to say. Exactly. Oh no, but listen. One thing I want to tap on.
There it is.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for bringing. That's an old comment from like 2 hours ago, and he brought that back to the top. But no, Travis, I saw your videos, and I want to tap on this before we get out of here. Stephanie Vercare's Hispanic promo. I mean, I don't speak Spanish. I know very little, but getting the translation and seeing the passion that she had, I loved absolutely every minute of it. I loved your take on it, Travis, that I want you to elaborate on here, is that it kind of paints her in that heel kind of mode and painted Liv to be a sentimental favorite, right? In this kind of how they're doing like a double switch kind of deal. But I hope that's not the case. I just love that Stephanie had a little edge to her and had something, because not like she was vanilla, but like I want to be invested in this. Now I think I'm invested.
Yo, I cannot tell you, right out of the gate this morning, arguing with people on TikTok or Instagram who took what I said and completely went in the most obnoxious paths that, like, I did not mean like where they went with it. Like, I had some dude did a stitch and accused me of having something against the Latin community. I'm like, brother, do you not see the posts that I make? Like, check.
My stepmom is Puerto Rican. Don't you even come to me?
But not like I goon over like so many different people who are different races, backgrounds. I don't give it. I don't care.
No, I don't care.
You know what I mean? So it's like the problem wasn't. It had nothing to somebody else. Like, oh, like the little white girl shed tears. I'm like, bro, you're the one that's making it about the race. I'm literally talking about babyface and heel. I don't care who is what. And it got me so fired up this morning, dude. Like, I was arguing with putting out fires for like hours. But anyway, the promo itself, I liked what Vatcare said. Like, I don't want people to take it the wrong way.
I love what she said.
I love it. I'm just saying, like, it doesn't, like, so other people were like, oh, John Cena and Cody would do it all the time. They would run down the heel or whatever. I'm like, yes, but the heel, when Cena and Cody did it, the heel wouldn't freaking cry. That's the key part of all of this. Liv Morgan cried and she stormed off set. So it's like WWE is kind of positioning the fans to have some sort of sympathy or to care, or, you know, like, damn, like Vatcare really hurt her feelings. So it's like they're painting Vatcare in a bad, not really, I mean, kind of in a bad corner. You know what I mean?
Like a bully.
Like, kind of, like, in a way.
Yes.
Like, did I love what Vatcare said? I think some of it is kind of false. Like, Liv did have to grind, and she went through a lot to get to where she's at. But like at the same time, like, and that's another point. Like, baby faces don't normally discredit like something someone else did. So, like, to me, I'm just like, yo, are they double turning them? I think I actually would like to see Vatcare run as a heel. Like, I mean, we've seen her as a babyface. I feel like she's got kind of like the stoic and the look of a heel, and like the change of the song reminds me of like almost like a Gunther like heel song. It's weird. Like, like, there's so much of that there. And somebody in my comments said, like, what if Dom goes with Stephanie? And I'm like, like, I don't want to keep running that same story, but I do kind of like that idea, though. I think Dom and Vatcare.
If you wanted to be a heel, that's a great way to do it.
Dude, that'd be a crazy combo. He could always translate for her and everything. Like,
but we all know.
What I think. Go ahead, Corey.
We all know that, and I know we all seen the same reports. This is Liv's year.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they're not gonna have Liv run this year off as a heel. I definitely think the double turn's coming. I think we're getting Hart Austin at WrestleMania. that they're gonna turn her. I hope Stephanie beats the hell out of Liv and turn them like they did Austin and Brett.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think, like, I'll disagree with you from this standpoint, Travis. This kind of goes into a bigger discussion that I've seen some other people have, and we can have a discussion here. But what Stephanie said about Liv is partly true, in the wrestling sense. I think Liv's story is a story of struggle, her life story, but I think her wrestling story could be argued that a lot of these people that come through the developmental didn't have to grind on independence, kind of like the guys back in the day did. Like, and like kind of like Stephanie did, like had to grind it in Chile, in Mexico. Like you still have to start in an independent circuit, and then you get discovered and you go to NXT. But a lot of these guys like Ova come right from college, didn't have to grind it out, learn in NXT in a pretty protected environment and learn their craft, as opposed to guys having like Stone Cold having to travel 4 hours a day for $50, that type of lifestyle. You know what I mean? Like Taker had to, when he was coming up, to grind it out. You know, it's a different kind of grind.
I get all that, anyway. I get all that, but there was no guarantee that Liv was ever going to become what Liv became.
Sure,
that's right.
I mean? Exactly.
She was in the WWE system. She didn't have to go through the Indies. I get all that, but she was fed and dealt some pretty crappy, like a lot of other people wouldn't have overcame some of the stuff that she was.
She was the third. She was the third wheel of the Riot Squad,
bro.
Yeah,
exactly. Like I mean,
exactly.
And then like she only really like skyrocketed really when Rhea got hurt, and she took over and became like the MVP. Had Rhea not gotten hurt, would Liv Morgan be here right now where she's at? I don't know.
No,
I don't. No. So assuming it is a different grind, but like I don't know. That's the only part I didn't really care for Steph.
But Trav, when a heel speaks, they usually tell a little bit of a lie.
There's some lie in the truth.
There's some lie. Yeah.
I'm telling you, man. I'm down for her to be a heel.
I would love for her to turn.
Well, and if you guys think about it, even bigger than this, and we touched on this at the beginning a little bit, we know that there's a Finn Dom beef coming, right? Mm-hmm. And right now they're both heels. Somebody's going to flip. There's going to be someone that goes face, right? Mm-hmm. So who's to say? Well, we've talked about this off and on for a year. Dom is a great heel, but
Dom's a face.
He might be a face. This might be the time that the WWE says, okay, we could be capitalizing on some merch with him.
Yeah,
we could be capitalizing on this. So why not flip them both? Why not make them both faces this year?
Yeah, I've been thinking that for a while. I've said when Liv came back from her injury, she was going to be a face. She hasn't been yet, but like, dude, she gets the biggest, other than Rhea, she gets like some of the biggest reactions every single week. You're going to put Liv versus Vaquer at WrestleMania. The crowd is going to cheer for Liv, even if she is the heel in the situation. Like, and people love Vaquer. I love Vaquer, but like, people are going to cheer for Liv more than they're going to cheer for Vaquer.
But the one thing is, and this is true with at least 4 or 5 women on the roster, there's really nothing you can do to turn them heel. I don't think Stephanie can be a full-fledged heel because too many people love her.
No, I think she could.
Liv's not a full. I'm saying in the traditional sense, there's going to be plenty of matches where people are cheering for Stephanie because she's sexy. Let's just call it what it is. Mm-hmm. She's an attractive woman. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Liv, people love Liv. Rhea, there's nothing you can do. Rhea could turn on every woman in the division right now and still be the biggest star.
There was a time when she was a heel,
and she was loved.
She was still getting love.
When she was choking Dom out, she was loved.
Yep.
But see, that's kind of the same thing, though. She was loved so much that WWE were like, "All right, we have to turn her." Like, and I kind of feel like that's the same with Liv, like, and Dom. If we're talking about Dom, like, he doesn't get booed when he gets on the mic anymore. You remember this dude could never get a word out.
Yeah, now he couldn't get a word out. No, now there's like dirty.
They go nuts. Yeah, they sing for the dude. Like, I don't know. I actually think Liv is actually better as a heel, and I think Dom is better as a heel for sure. But it's like their popularity is so high right now. It's like, how do you not at least test it or try it for a little bit? You know what I mean?
I think you can test it, right? Like you tested it with The Rock when he turned face for a little bit, and then he finally turned heel to win his first title, right? But I think Liv is face right now because she was gone for so long and she came back. We missed her and wanted to see her back. I don't think her character's a face. Her character can still be a heel.
She's still a heel,
but
sure.
we missed her. Like Bianca, when she comes back, she's gonna get cheered.
Bro, is she ever coming back?
I mean, that was what I was going to say. We still need to talk about. We've got her.
She had the surgery.
Right.
She's going through rehab. Oh. I mean, but did you see her knuckle?
Yeah.
God.
But I was like, damn, we're only having the second surgery now? How? Like,
I think they thought they could get, she would get better without it. Yeah.
Yeah, I read that she rehabbed, and rehab did not go. She couldn't progress, and so they had
I don't think so.
This throws off everything. I don't even know who for Chamber now.
And now Roxanne is out. We've got Roxanne out too.
Yep.
Yeah.
She's hurt.
She just had surgery.
And WWE just doesn't give a damn about Raquel apparently. Like about being an absolute secondary background character now after having that intense feud with Vaquer for that title. Raquel
but I mean they had that blow off because Stephanie's got to walk into Mania with the title. Sure. So they had the blow off.
Dude,
I really don't even feel like Stephanie needed that. Raquel Liv is much bigger. I mean, Stephanie made her and Liv bigger Monday.
Yeah.
But before Monday, Raquel Liv was the match.
Yeah, but Raquel.
She will.
What's the better match?
Liv and Stephanie. It's the better.
I mean,
match.
in the ring, it's the better match. The story is the story. Better is Liv Raquel, but the match is Stephanie Liv. That match is going to bring the house down.
I think the problem that we have right now with Stephanie is she came in hot, and we yet again we're going to talk about creative. They've not done a great job of layering her in really good work. So now she does this promo on Monday that everybody's like, because I'll tell you guys live, it was not positively received. It was not
because
they didn't know what she was saying.
Well, y'all, there are quite a few of us Latinas and Latinos that were in the crowd that knew.
No, I know, but not everybody.
Y'all wasn't gonna sit around and translate for them.
Did you get on a mic and translate for the whole arena?
No, but okay, no different than y'all. You can tell and you can see, and it just.
I was trying to listen to Dom.
I was trying to hear Dom.
Funny,
but
I wanted him to say crazy stuff. I just wanted him to just absolutely not say what he was saying.
I was sitting there. I was sitting there like Dom is definitely lying. He's not.
He should have been like, she said your hair is ugly and that you have a weird smell and that your feet are too big and your nails look really trashy and your clothes aren't tight enough. Like he should have said stuff like that. That'd have been amazing.
She said you can't read good.
Yeah. She said you tripped the other day and she laughed and wished for it. Like stuff like that. That'd have been so great, right?
Exactly.
I think they're trying to figure out still, and then we're in the same spot we are. Everybody that's holding the title right now, what do you do with them? I mean, Jade finally defended her title on Friday night. Finally, after 104 days.
It was a damn good match, too.
Yeah, it was.
You were awake?
Yeah, I was.
I know he was awake for that part. No, but it was a good match.
Jordan Grace
I love Jordan Grace.
She's gonna be
because they finally brought somebody for her. Jordan can sell Jade. And Jade can sell Jordan, so they make sense together. So now they're like, "What do we do with Stephanie?"
I wouldn't mind having another match, and I honestly can't wait to see. It's going to be Tiffy and Jade at Mania. I think somebody in the chat put Raquel is a possibility. I don't see that. I really think it's going to be Tiffy time. Like it or not.
I wish they would put the title in one of the titles in one of the chambers.
In the chamber, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Force Drew in there to defend the belt.
That's what I thought it was going to be at first. That's what I was
hoping.
Because you had guys like Randy, Sammy, Trick, like they were all talking about wanting to be champ, and I was like, oh, dude, that's our chamber match. Cody, Fatu. I was like, that's perfect. Like that'd be such a crazy chamber match. But
and they can still get to it. They can still get to it because Drew keeps interfering in all these damn matches.
Yeah, so like that's like your penance. You keep interfering in these matches. Now you got to go into the chamber and defend your title.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That would be pretty cool.
Because we already know the outcome to Punk and Finn. We know the outcome because you got the biggest WrestleMania match in the past, to me, decade. between
Really?
him and
You
Roman.
think that was bigger than Cody Roman?
Yes. I think Cody Roman 2 was only as big because so many people was invested in to finish the story.
Yeah, the
Right.
Rock and everybody.
But I think when Roman gets back on March 2nd and we start to build this thing, I think if they build it right and they give us the montages, and this could be Rock Austin.
Oh,
In
dude,
Indianapolis.
I think
Yeah.
I think this match is way bigger than Cody and Roman.
Yeah.
No, I
Punk-
agree. I
Punk
do
Roman.
agree with you on that. I do agree on that. There's so many different layers to it that they started to peel away, going back history wise and everything.
Yeah.
Like you can really make a story out of this, like, and go a lot of different directions. And there's a lot of meat on the bone. And you got two veterans like Punk and Roman that can bring it out. Like the possibilities are endless. Like I'm really excited for this.
It's also, I keep seeing online people saying, "Oh, well, Roman's promo was great, but he's just saying what Seth said." Sorta, but it's different because you don't get this from Roman, and it feels like every feud Rollins is in, he says some of the same stuff. He's got a past beef in real life with everybody. Like you don't get this from
but he
Roman.
does.
Well, Roman and Seth have similar experience with Punk because
that too.
They were all
exactly.
at the same
they
time.
both were involved.
Yeah.
And like Punk's interview on Colt Cabana personally called out The Rock, and that wasn't a reason why he was booed, but the way Roman said it, you made my life harder than it had to be. Like it was already hard. You made it worse.
It was that podcast was why they booed him the way they booed him, because so many people love Punk. When Punk goes on a podcast and says, "Oh my God, they just want to make Roman look strong," that's all they kept talking about.
Oh, dude, 100%.
And then you take him to Philly, of all places.
Yeah.
You're
right.
Punk had 90% to do with that.
I felt like the WWE universe wanted to boo him anyway, but you're right. Yes. When Punk left, how he left, and what he was doing after to really go after WWE and make everybody's life a living hell. You're absolutely right.
You know what I hope they bring up?
The cause and effect.
I hope Roman brings up in a promo. I don't know how he gets there, but I hope he mentions that like Punk only wanted like Ambrose and Rollins in the Shield and not Reigns. I think that'd be kind of a really cool thing to put in there.
I think with a month to go and the way they gave us that first promo, you have to get there,
dude.
You have to do it.
You don't have to mention. Yeah, you don't have to mention. I guess I think it was Chris Hero he wanted in there instead of Roman. You don't have to mention that, but like to be like, oh, bro, when you wanted the Shield to come up and help you, you didn't want me to be part of that. You just wanted, Seth and Dean or whatever. Like I think that would hit.
There's two things I do not want to see from them before Mania. I do not want that old school Vince McMahon make them tag team on a random Monday Night Raw.
I don't want that.
And I do not want. Yeah, and I do not want them to touch. I do not want no physicality. I want the first time they lock up to be a Mania.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
Yeah, I think it makes it special.
I am praying that this man makes it through Elimination Chamber. Y'all know how I feel. Punk is fragile as hell.
Oh, come on. He's been all right.
The only reason why they're doing that match, the purpose of that match is to set up Dom and Finn for Mania.
That don't mean Punk can't get hurt.
I don't think it's going to go hard. I just don't. I think there'll be shenanigans. I think Dom and JD get involved, and then that's when Finn turns on Dom, and that sets us up for Dom versus Finn in Mania. That's the only reason why we're having that match. That's it.
But I think you really are doing this match because Roman isn't there every week. So what is Punk gonna do for 3 weeks?
I think Roman would have been during Mania season, especially. I think he would have been around more. I think they had to do this because if we had Roman and Punk going back and forth for 2 months, the match would start to lose something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. I think that like seeing their Monday night and Punk doing a little bit, then dabbling with this whole Finn thing, they have to, because the reality is they've got to build. Punk is not currently working on his beef with Roman because he doesn't have to. They cooked on that promo, right? And we don't see Roman again until March in Indianapolis. And I don't think Punk is scheduled to be there in Indianapolis. I think the next two Raws that Roman is scheduled to be there, Punk is not. So that's intentional, right?
Okay.
Because it's going to be right after Elimination Chamber.
I don't know if
But
I
I
love
think
that.
they're
When
using
is the
Punk now to
WrestleMania
set up.
kickoff show? When's the WrestleMania kickoff show?
Are they
Probably
doing one?
I would
Probably
think they're
like-
doing one, right? Are
Probably
they
like
doing one this year?
5 in the morning on Friday, probably.
Yeah.
Stop it.
I mean, hold on, villain. What the hell they want to have a kickoff show for? We got one match.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're the hell with that, Travis. I'm glad you're here. Have you
No,
ever,
we're not doing that,
Have
'cause I'm
you,
about
have
to
you
end
ever,
the show.
have
I'm
you
ending the
ever
show.
got to March and only had one Mania match and saw the company not know where the hell they were going?
Bro,
with the rest of the card?
And then they're gonna complain about ticket sales. We don't
Yeah,
even know
well,
the
that was
freaking
exactly where I
card,
was
bro.
going with that.
We don't
Yeah,
know.
they're
who's wrestling.
complaining ticket sales are not going the way they want to because you haven't announced anything. Like, what are we talking about here?
It's
Like,
bigger than that. They're not. We talked about this last week. They're not selling out Raws and SmackDowns either. So you're not going to sell at a show that
Yeah, it's the ticket
The
prices.
ticket prices are 3 times as
Yeah.
much as a Raw or a SmackDown, and you can't. Memphis wasn't sold out. I looked again today. None of the Raws or SmackDown between now and Mania are on sale or are sold out. None of them.
Well, you're
Zero.
only getting 2.5 matches a night.
Yeah.
Right. Even the
DQ
one with Roman
finishes.
coming back in Indianapolis, it is not sold out. You can
Wait,
get
we gotta
great
we,
seats.
we gotta make sure there's plenty of time on Monday Night Raw to speculate about a freaking crate. We have to be sure we have enough
stop.
time.
Oh God.
We have to have enough time. We can't
Well,
have it in a match. It's got to be a crate backstage that
They
nobody can
killed-
open for some reason. You can't open it.
The crate got killed for me today because I was praying something was in that crate alluding to Jericho. But I just seen today he's still under contract.
I
He's
know,
still
but
under contract.
I don't
Wait,
know.
what?
I don't know.
Yeah,
if
he's still
they
under
paused
contract.
it.
He is not coming.
They froze
fro-
his contract
they
when
froze
he
it,
when he
yeah.
got hurt when he left.
Yep.
That's diabolical.
Let
So
me
he
let
has
me
not
tell you
finished
who
his
I think.
contract.
Let me tell you what I think is in there, real quick.
It's a
Like,
chicken.
early prediction. At first, I was like, there's nobody can be in there because then we have to believe that somebody's been sitting in a crate for 3 weeks.
Right.
So, but then I was just like, dude, you know who would be cool to be in the crate is freaking Danhausen from AEW, because dude, it would be so perfect. Like he is that type of character and gimmick, and I think his contract is up in February, like this month.
Mhm.
So I'm like, and like he is obviously beloved in like Chicago. I think Danhausen would be amazing. Other than that, I don't know what else it could be. Like, what could it be? Like
The
Can't
something.
be
crate-
Roy Skis.
The crate has to be something big, and the masked man has to be something big. It cannot be Grayson Waller.
No, I think it's Seth Rollins, but I think Waller is playing as Seth Rollins.
Yeah,
right now.
it's Waller for sure.
I think
Yeah.
at this point, though, I think
Right.
at this point, with how everybody feels like it's gonna be revealed to Seth, I don't feel like it can be Seth.
It's too obvious
hope-
to be Seth.
It's too
too obvious.
obvious and it's gone on too long. It's starting to drag. It's boring.
I know, but
now.
if it's
I
not
don't
Seth,
care.
but if it's Seth or not, if it's not Seth or Waller, who could it be that we would be like excited for? I think it's
Nobody.
Gonna, like,
They've set it
Nobody.
up to where it's gonna be a dud regardless.
dude, I'm
Unless
over
it's-
it. I'm
Who,
done with
Chad
it.
Gable? Like, there's nobody exciting that I could put in that match right now. I mean, they
And then
they got it. They got the damn thing like Batman. His eyes are like blacked out, right underneath
Yep.
the mask. Like
They had to do that because Stacy and them figured out it was Waller.
Right away. We knew
So
it all
they
the
had
first
to
time,
do that.
and then we knew it was Grayson Waller right away. I knew that blue eyes. But the
Everybody
funny thing
knew
is
it
after
was-
the first time. This time he came out, then now he has a chin strap.
Yep.
They put a whole mask chin strap.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, I'm over the crate. I'm over the masked man. I just feel like I feel like they're just BSing their way through to get to WrestleMania because it's like they're throwing everything out there. Like, what can
Yeah.
stick? What can we do?
That's all they're doing.
They're just dragging everything on, dude, and then not
It's
announcing
terrible.
any matches for WrestleMania. Like, what are we?
Yeah,
what are we
nothing.
doing?
Because they can't announce matches because freaking Triple H is turning into Vince McMahon. He keeps changing the damn plans.
Yep.
He's taking forever.
Well, but think about that, y'all. What are we doing with the Usos for Mania? What are we doing with the Vision for Mania? What are we doing? I mean, there's
I think you just said what we doing with the Usos.
Yeah, Vision.
Yeah.
Vision.
Yes, the Vision.
Yeah.
The Vision. That's exactly what you're going to get with
don't
them.
want
You're
that,
going to
though,
get the
man.
bronze against.
I told Stacy.
half of the bronze.
I told Stacy. Well, actually, I told the whole group. The last time we gave a damn about the tag titles was 39 when Sammy and KO fought the Usos.
Yes, that's
We
right.
haven't cared about them titles since that night.
Yeah.
Nope. I mean, you had a good run on SmackDown with the other titles, but those titles nobody cares. Like it's
Who
really
the hell?
ridiculous.
But nobody but y'all watching SmackDown. It's a Friday night.
Oh my god, I have kids. I don't go anywhere. I'm
Right.
gonna
People
watch.
with kids are
I don't
not
go
going
no-
on Friday nights.
I be sitting. I got a son. I be sitting in the house on Friday night. You know what? I'm not watching SmackDown.
It's a background.
What are you watching? What are you watching?
No, most
SmackDown's
nights
better than
I'd
Raw,
rather
too.
just. Man, y'all crazy.
Corey's seeping. We already talked about that. He's a seep. I always text him. I'm like, hey, are you awake? He's like, nope.
No, I'm not gonna lie. I
exactly.
usually don't watch. I haven't really been watching SmackDown lately either, though.
SmackDown could be great if they capped it at 2 hours and 15 minutes. Like
Yeah, I like it when it was
3
part.
hours is too much.
But I mean, I'm waiting for Mr. Whoop that, to get out there. 1-800 Trick Willie. You get
No,
the way type of stepper.
the way creators been going this past year and couple months, they're gonna ruin Trick. They're gonna ruin Over. I have no faith.
I don't think so. Did you see his promo against Sammy?
Yeah, but he's feuding with Sammy though. Like he wants.
Yeah, but he's funny. He's like he said.
Oh, for sure.
You know who else was funny? Santino Marella.
No, of course he was. He's a great guy too. I meant to ask Johnny about Santino.
We know you did.
But no, I mean honestly, like just seeing that promo, they come out here looking all sad with your sketches on. Hilarious, man. He can't ruin it.
But
basically said what I've been saying all along. You can't be an underdog.
Eventually, with this creative, Trick's gonna get the suffering succotash like Roman.
Bro, what's the likelihood? What's the likelihood of Trick Williams being on the same show as Cody, as Drew, and as Randy that he's gonna win the WWE Championship? Right. Like they just stay with the same 2 or 3 dudes, man. It's like they're never gonna give anyone else a chance.
I mean,
the crate's got to be an item.
Well, it's not even giving anybody else a chance. Like I think they're afraid to give it to somebody other than Cody.
Yeah, which sucks, dude.
Like I feel like they don't know if Cody.
This is John Cena all over again, dude. It's John Cena all over again.
Yeah, exactly. I've seen this, and that's why they booed Cena out of the building. It was ridiculous.
But
they gotta have the balls to say, you know what, Cody, you don't need the belt all the time to be QB1. It's okay.
Yep.
Cody with the belt needs to be heel Cody.
Heel Cody.
All right. Well, you just ended
Trav,
this
you
show.
agree, right?
You just ended this show because we're not doing this.
I know they're not going to do it, but I definitely want to heel Cody.
Everybody's agreeing except for Villain and Sirius.
They're not going to do it though.
We don't need Cody.
I think it's coming. I think it's coming. I think it's coming because who attacked Jacob?
We're not supposed to think about that. You're not supposed to remember that, Corey. You're not supposed to remember that.
That's old school. We don't even know. But listen, Raheem Rhodes is never turning heel. Okay.
Turn him.
Brandy even said that she would come back for a Cody heel because she is not a face's wife. She is a heel wife, and she's like, I'd be down for that.
Well,
she said that on her podcast. She would come back for heel Cody.
Well, then let's keep him face because I don't want him back. I don't want her back.
She said she'd come back for heel Cody.
Oh, that's diabolical, Travis. You don't like sisters? You don't like brothers and sisters like Raheem and Brandy?
I don't really like. I mean, Brandy. I don't know. I think she's a little forced, man. I don't think she reminds me of like Natalia, where she tries too hard sometimes. You know what I mean?
I'm just messing with you.
That's another one we gonna eventually. We ain't gonna do it tonight, but we damn sure gonna get in the Natty.
Oh God!
What about her?
How they ruined a character that she got over. They ruined it in 2 weeks.
Right, that she's doing it in real life, and then they got to kill it on the show.
I know it's the all black with the freaking mouthpiece that's getting me like this. It's just
she got that over already,
bro. To me, it's nothing. It's not has nothing to do with that. It's just the way that they are booking her or writing her or whatever the hell they're doing. Like
they're booking her terrible.
I much rather her character as like what it is now than what she's always ever been. But like. And Bloodsport and all that GCW, all that shit, it worked. Like it was great. Like that's what we all wanted to see. She's coming over here, bro. She can't even handle Maxine.
Thank you.
She can't win.
She
can't win a match.
Be hardcore and lose every time.
Not only could she not handle Maxine, she ran from 4'11" AJ Lee. She ran.
Right.
Why?
It's
I
not
don't
good.
know.
It's not good.
You
Like,
can't turn her heel, and she's a weak heel when she's
no, already.
She
No,
needs to
no.
be. She needs to be a diabolical heel that's going out there and
Yes.
destroying people.
Dude,
But
yes.
you know why
Hurting
you know
people.
why she'll
Hurting people.
you know why she'll never be that? Because Triple H's creative is ass.
yeah.
Thank you, Corey. I didn't
Well,
hear
because
that
she's
before.
not on the she's not on the A list. I
His
mean, we've
buns.
already talked about that, right? He's gonna let his old
Yeah.
people that are always on the A stay on top. That's the same thing with the Cody conversation. There's nothing that she can do to move her to the top. Nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even
So
want
Brian,
Natty to the top. Just
I'm
give her an
telling you,
IC title reign.
Yeah. She was great on Monday, though. She came out and talked to fans and met with fans and took pictures. I mean, that was really cool. She was the only one that came out because they could park underneath, and she came out and took pictures with everybody out there.
Natty?
It was awesome. Mhm.
She's a heel. Why would she do that?
I know. I don't want her doing that, bro.
Because
I want her. I want her.
She broke
I want her to
Where's
do her.
Where's
I wish
Coach at? Kayfabe is dead.
I wish Natty did her awkward.
I know. I wanted Coach to come through, man. What the hell?
I wish Natty did her awkward flip off the crowd to you guys. That would have been hilarious.
Well, at least
Tell
we
you
got
guys
Bailey
something
Cake.
funny that Waller did. He drove in because they drove underneath. He drove right in to get right in the middle where he could see everybody on both sides. He rolls his windows down. And he goes, "Don't you people have jobs? You know it's a Monday." And then flipped everybody off and drove down the thing. It was great. I laughed so hard.
Natty should be doing that.
Yeah,
perfect.
never break character, but I love it.
So great.
All right, that's it. That's all I got. But fun show, man. I appreciate you guys coming through. Lots to talk about coming in. I think we got one more week. Then we got Elimination Chamber on the 28th. We'll do a reaction show live from that. Travis, you're always welcome. I don't even have to say it. Travis, you'll be there.
Trav gonna take my spot. Yeah, he gonna take my spot because the reaction show I'm definitely gonna miss.
Clown. What a clown show.
It's my wife's birthday.
I know.
What?
Exactly.
Priorities, Corey. Come on,
it's the
bro.
wife's birthday. He's got to do what he's got to do.
I'm not even gonna see the chamber. I have to ignore the chat because I know y'all gonna spoil it. Which I like spoilers, but
mute the chat. So you definitely don't.
No, my ass will be in this. I'm going to a comedy show. I'll be in there like, hey, what's going on? I'm gonna ask y'all because I know I can't wait.
You cannot do that. You have to focus on your wife. It's her birthday, so you gotta do that. But I appreciate everybody. Travis, thank you so much for coming through. I appreciate you. Wicked Bitter, give us a plug and a close.
Wicked Bitter on every social media platform you could find, and especially on YouTube. I'm trying to go hard on YouTube this year, so subscribe to YouTube, Wicked Bitter, and follow me on every single social media platform. Appreciate you guys. Can't wait to be back on the next one and talk more stuff with you guys.
Sweet
Thanks,
preview
brother.
show.
Yes.
Absolutely. Thank you, Travis. I appreciate you. Corey, the family man, Mr. Controversy himself, get us out of here, bro.
Hey, Wednesday night, see the show, like the show, share the show. Hey, go follow Wicked Bitter. I promise y'all, he loves the Latinas, all right? Y'all get off that man's comments, all right?
I know. Y'all better stay off my boy, man. I'm gonna come after y'all. We coming for him, Corey. Let's go find him.
That's right.
Yeah. See y'all next Wednesday. Hopefully, we got something to talk about next week. Because we definitely ain't got nothing right now.
What we got to talk about?
I know.
There's nothing.
He'll just talk about how creative sucks. That'll be the whole show. But the queen herself, Miss Stacy, I love you like cook food. Get us out of here, love.
What a great night. Thank you to Johnny Photo. I mean, it was outstanding to talk to someone that has done iconic work and to really be able to put a name to some of the most treasured pictures that frame and shape our wrestling memories, right? Like, it was really neat to hear him talk about things as everyday for him that are iconic memories for us. Like, that was amazing. So thank you so much for coming. We loved having you. Would love to have you back. See y'all next week for our Elimination Chamber preview show.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Stace. You know what we do. We appreciate you, everybody, for coming through. Thank you so much to Johnny Fogo, aka the man himself, John Giamundo. Really great catching up with him, talking to him. I'm sure we'll have him back on the show as a guest. We do it all week on our podcast. We're doing big things as Executives View. Tuesdays with the Total Sports Show. Wednesdays with the Backstage Business Show. We're on all the socials. We're on Spotify. The show will be up there. soon thereafter. But you can catch us everywhere. We got content coming. We got a lot of big things cooking. Listen, the crowd is getting ready to file out of the building, breaking down the ring, breaking down the set, on to the next event. And if you don't know, you know now. Thank you so much. Peace.